how about you think about it? So there's a lot of things you can learn from Lot's life. None of the ones you mentioned are what we're going to talk about today. A little bit, maybe we might get into a little bit, but I remember to go a different direction. The Old Testament only cites, which means it only says, or like has the words. There are only 15 words about her. There are only 15 words in the whole entire Old Testament. There are 3 or 4 in the New Testament, I do believe. But there are only 15 in the Old Testament about Lot's wife. We are warned in the New Testament to remember Lot's wife. They're the 3 words about her. Aaliyah, we're going to read Genesis 13, 10 to 13. Can you open your Bible and read that? If you don't have a Bible, just
I got
look
Genesis
along.
what?
Aaliyah's going to read it, please. Thank
Genesis
you.
what?
Genesis 13, 10 to 13. Or we'll have Aaliyah, you can read 10 to 11, and Zoe, you can read 12. Annabelle, you want to read 13?
I can't. I don't have any.
You want to use my Bible?
Verse 13 of chapter 13.
Yep.
Alright, can I hear you now?
Okay, you can start reading.
And Lot lifted up his eyes, and behold, all the plain of Jordan, that it was well ordered everywhere. Before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest to the water. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves, the one from the other.
Alright, can you read verse, what did you read up to 11? Can you read verse 12, Annabelle? 13, 12.
Abraham? No. Over there. This one.
13, 12.
Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitcheth his tent toward Sodom.
Are you there, Zoe, or no?
Yes.
Let's see. No, you're not. Like, how about we let your sister read it? Okay, you can maybe read the next one. Yeah, I'll read
But the
13.
men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly.
Alright, thank you very much. If you look back at verse 12, it says, and I'll read it again. It's alright, don't worry. 13:12 says, Abraham dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. It doesn't say he was in Sodom or he went in Sodom. It says he pitched his tent toward Sodom. Lot only pitched it towards there. He wasn't even there yet. The devil is going to get you guys, especially at your age. You're not teenagers yet, but soon you will be, especially Hannah and Annabelle. You're the 2 oldest of the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times the devil, he'll try and get you younger. You're going to, if he was only towards it. And at the end, later on, we read in chapter 19, verse 1, which I'll read real quick. It says, and there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And there's more of the verse, but I won't read the rest. But, so you can see real quick, it didn't happen between chapter 13 and chapter 19. It wasn't very long. Like, he was there soon. He looked towards Sodom, and then before you knew it, he was sitting in the gate. A lot of you guys, the devil's going to want to distract you. Maybe he'll still try and get to you a little bit younger, but especially like you older ones, Zoe, Hannah, Annabelle, Ilani. He's going to try and get you guys to look out into the world and see all that the world has to offer. Like, oh, they're having so much fun. They seem like they're having such a good time. Or even if you have siblings or cousins or aunts, and they might be doing certain things that you say, oh, look, they look like they're having so much fun. I wish I could be out doing that. Or instead of sleeping in on Sunday, I'm here at church early in the morning. There's so many things the devil's going to try and distract you with. But just like Lot, I'm sure Lot didn't think, hey, I want to end up in sin and I want to have my wife turned into a pillar of salt or just be my life to be destroyed. A lot of times you don't start off thinking like that. Do any of you guys think here, I want my life to be a wreck when I grow up? Anybody? I don't think so. I know I don't want that for my life. And so I don't think Lot thought that. I really don't. I think the devil got him to look at what was good, and Sodom and Gomorrah looked good. And so he pitched his tent towards there, and soon enough we find him that he's there. I wonder if Lot looked back and saw and he saw himself once he got into Gomorrah, Sodom and Gomorrah, and he started seeing that he was in different sins. I wonder if he looked back and said, how did I get here? A lot of times, we get there and we don't see how like, you can look back and you wonder how did it happen. It's a slow progression. The devil doesn't come up to you with all the sin and all the people that are hurting because of their sin. He makes it look good. That you see the people having fun on Sunday mornings. You see the people that are, partying on Saturday nights or having fun with their friends, or they're getting away with certain things, or that's what the devil shows you. But behind all the scenes, there's so many people hurting. And just a personal example, I have, people in my family or just friends that I see, and you see them going in a slow progression, slowly but surely. You might have cousins or aunts the same way. You see them, they're, every once in a while they skip church. They're not out of church, but they're skipping church. They start listening to the more rocky music, and it gets a little scary, and you try and stop them. And as friends, you should try and stop each other too. If you say, hey, you seem like you're not doing too good. Or even if you see them, maybe they're not doing their devotions like they used to, or praying like they used to, as a friend, you should stop them and say, hey, this is, you're going the wrong way. Big warning sign. If you're a true friend, you're going to do that. And so I see, I can see that in, some of my siblings or my cousin, whoever. I can see that in them, and sometimes I'll try and stop them and say, hey, look, you're going the wrong way. You're doing the wrong thing, there's something that you used to do that you're not doing, or I'm seeing this and and a lot of times they don't see it in themselves. I doubt Lot looked at himself and was like, man, I'm really doing really bad right now. I don't think that's how he thought of himself. And maybe I think his uncle Abraham, I believe his uncle Abraham tried to stop him. I don't think Abraham was like, yeah, go be in sin, go live that life. I'm sure Abraham tried to stop him and say, hey, warning sign, your life's gonna fall apart if you go that way. So I want you guys to just think about, Lot and his wife, their whole life was destroyed because he didn't listen to the warning signs. So as friends, listen to the warning signs, and when you see that friend pitch his tent towards Sodom, just as Lot and his wife did, say, hey, you're looking at the wrong thing. We need to keep our eyes on the above things. That works both ways too. I can look back on my life and I see God working in my life to where I am today. I'm teaching you guys that the Lord, and that's a great opportunity. But I see the work in my life that other people said, hey, you're going the wrong way, and I got saved from so many things. Or they said, hey, you're not, whatever. The warning signs went up, and when you heed to those warning signs, if your real friend stops you and says, hey, warning sign, and you say, okay, I'm going to take that, and I'm going to listen to that advice, you're going to end up in a good place in God's will. And Lot didn't listen to Abraham. Abraham tried to stop Lot and said, like I said, warning sign, and Lot decided, I don't think I really need that right now. And soon, like I said, we find him in the gates. There was a time when, later on, when you get into Sodom, men surrounded Lot's house, and they wanted the men or the angels in Lot's house. And instead, Lot was like, here, don't take them, take my daughters. Which is that's not, I don't think, who thinks their dad would say, hey, here, take my daughters, instead of these guys that I barely even know? Does anybody think their dad would do that? I don't think he would.
No.
A lot of dads, most dads, almost all dads, I believe, would say, no, I protect the daughters, but Lot didn't do that. And I wonder where Lot's wife was at that time. As a mother, your instinct should kick in, and motherly instinct, if your mom wasn't like, hey, you're not taking my daughter to your dad, I would think there's a problem. We see no intervening when she just stepped in. We don't see Lot's wife stepping in. Was she there, or was she out and about on the street? We don't know.
Out and about the street.
Yeah, she might have been. We don't see her there.
She might have been.
Yeah, she might have been.
She stopped and talked.
Yeah, we don't see her intervening or trying to stop. But I don't, Lot and his wife, their lives were just, he was willing to how did he get to that place? How did he get to the place where he was willing to give up his daughters for these angels that he barely even knew? The progression is slow growth. Like I said, the devil's going to show you what's good, and he's going to give you all the lights and bright and all that stuff. Yes. What's your question?
So did Lot ever get his daughter back or no?
I do believe so. I don't, yes, I think so. Don't quote me on that though. But I have to look. I can't think of the exact story right now, like how it all played out. But they did end up giving them his daughters to take instead of the angels though. But I can look into that question and get back to you on that. Okay. Yes, Olivia.
There was 4 of them, right?
4 daughters? Yep.
How old were they?
It didn't say how old, but I would imagine that they were older because I would think that they were older. I don't know if they were like teens or young adults or adults, because later on when God tells Abraham to get them out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and they're taken, like they talk about their husbands and stuff, so I'm sure they were older. But yeah, so fast forward between all that, after that happened, soon Lot's wife, obviously you all know, turns into a pillar of salt because her heart was still in the world. Abraham comes and he says,